Good morning, students. Today I'll be sharing with you the practical link for respiratory system. So in the second term, we are starting with the systemic histology. First system we are learning is respiratory system. We have already learned the theory part of it. So in today's practical, you will see 3 slides: epiglottis, trachea, and lung. First slide, epiglottis. So as I said, the epiglottis is a part of larynx, is a cartilaginous structure. So when you see histology of this, you will see elastic cartilage in the center. On each side of it is lamina propria, anterior surface and the part of posterior surface is lined by stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. So you can see on one side the anterior surface and a part of posterior, upper part of posterior surface. This is lined by stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium, and the lower part of posterior surface is lined by pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium, that is a respiratory epithelium. So the cartilaginous structure, leaf-like structure, you will see in the upper part of larynx. So in the center, you can see a prominent elastic cartilage. You know the feature of elastic cartilage. There are chondrocytes which are tightly arranged. In between, there are elastic fibers running that you can see. Then you can see the lining epithelium here, stratified squamous non-keratinized on the anterior surface. On posterior part, it will be pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar. Here also you can make out there is a lamina propria on each side of the cartilage where you can see the glands, serous mucous glands, some tissue you can make out. This is a slide photograph. Now here only the anterior surface, lamina propria and elastic cartilage you can see. The posterior part is not very much clear. You can see the lamina propria with the glands present. So identify the structure. This is a cartilage. You can make out the chondrocytes. This is a seromucous glands, serous acini you can make out. You know the structure of serous acini. Then this is a epithelium. You can see this is a goblet cell. This is a one-sided stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. This is pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium with the goblet cell. Next slide is of trachea. So trachea, a part of a respiratory system where it is a continuation of larynx. So trachea consists of 16 to 20 C-shaped cartilaginous rings which are connected posteriorly by a muscle, that is a trachealis muscle. So here you can make out the cartilage here forming is the hyaline cartilage. So you know the feature of hyaline cartilage, the chondrocytes, they are arranged in groups. The cartilage appears as a ground glass appearance of cartilage. Then you can see the layers of trachea from inner side. This is the mucosal part. So here you can see the lining epithelium, which is a pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium with the goblet cells. So here you can make out the epithelial lining. Beneath the epithelium is the lamina propria, where you can see the glands, blood vessel. Again, beneath that, submucosa you can make out. Submucosa is also having the seromucous glands, serous and mucous acini you can make out. Then you have the cartilaginous ring, that is a hyaline cartilage. And then the last coat is of the adventitia, so which has a connective tissue layer. Now on the posterior part, you can make out this trachealis muscle, is a smooth muscle. So again the layers, epithelial lining, pseudostratified ciliated columnar, lamina propria, submucosa, cartilage. Then you have the last layer, that is a adventitia layer. This is a slide photograph, epithelial lining, lamina propria, submucosa. The distinction is difficult between the lamina and submucosa. Hyaline cartilage you can easily identify, and the adventitia layer. High power view, same. This slide is slightly hematoxylin stain, so the appearance is quite blue. You can see the chondrocytes in group, cell nest appearance of hyaline cartilage. So identify the structures. Here it is epithelial lining, pseudostratified, ciliated column shape, columnar epithelium. See, these are the cilia. This is a epithelial cells. Now trachea has many cells like ciliated forming the most of the part. Then it has a basal cells. Then there are brush cells. The various kinds of cell, goblet cells are there which are producing mucus. So here you can make out the epithelial lining, the ciliated cells and the goblet cell. Also some basal cells you can make out here which are forming the, which are acting as a stem cell for the rest of the cells. Then here you can make out the serous acini, serous gland producing the secretion. So these two structures in the slide you can make out. Third slide is of lung. So when you take a cut section of lung, we have to see all the features like bronchus, bronchiole, respiratory bronchiole, terminal bronchiole, alveolar duct, sac, alveoli. So all the part of a conducting system on respiratory system in a cut section you have to differentiate. So when you see the slide of lung, you should know the identifying feature of each part. So trachea and bronchus has almost similar structures, having those layers as mucosa, submucosa. There is a muscle layer, cartilaginous layer, and adventitia layer. Then as you go down, the bronchus will divide into secondary bronchus, tertiary bronchus. Further division is in the bronchioles, which will go up to terminal bronchiole. Then after that will be the respiratory bronchiole, which will end into alveolar duct and then into alveolar sac. This sac is basically cluster of alveoli. So there are many alveoli which are opening into the alveolar duct. Now, as you go down from the bronchus towards the alveoli, the lining epithelium will change from pseudostratified ciliated columnar to squamous epithelium. So each part you should know the differentiating features. In lecture, I have already described each feature. Still in the test book, you make out a chart of each feature of each part. So here, if you see the slide of lung, it will appear like this. So this is a bronchus. This is a bronchiole. Then this is a respiratory bronchiole with the alveolar duct opening into the pool of alveoli. All these are alveoli. Then you can see these are the red color blood vessels. The one which is having the red blood. These are the blood vessels with the three coat, tunica intima, media and adventitia. So with each part, you should know the coat of each part or lining and the and their differentiating point. So first we'll see this is actual slide where you can see this is a bronchus. This is a bronchiole, respiratory bronchiole. This is the alveoli. All these are alveoli. So first we'll see the bronchus. The principal bronchus will have the lumen. This is a lining epithelium. So here the lining epithelium is pseudostratified ciliated columnar, similar as that of trachea. Beneath that is the lamina propria, where you have the gland. Now here, just beneath the lamina or between the lamina and submucosa, we have a smooth muscle layer. So you can make out a circular smooth muscle layer. Then you have the submucosa layer with the glands, seromucus, serous as well as mucus. Here you can make out serous acini and mucus acini. So we have a seromucus gland. Then we have a cartilaginous layer. Now here the cartilage is not in the complete form as you have seen in trachea, a C-shaped ring. It is not here in bronchus. In bronchus, it is in the form of irregular plate. See the hyaline cartilaginous ring only, but in these they are not complete rings, it is irregular rings. This is blood vessel again. Outside is the adventitia. So this cartilaginous ring keep the bronchus in a cylindrical manner because of this continuous surrounding muscle layer and the cartilage layer. So this is a feature of a bronchus. 4 layers: mucosa, smooth muscle layer, submucosa, cartilaginous layer, and a adventitia. Here you can make out the alveoli. This is a slide photograph where you can make out the lining epithelium, lamina, smooth muscle layer. Then you can see the cartilages on the side and adventitia. See here, these are the cartilaginous plates, irregular plates. This is a smooth muscle layer. Innermost lining, lamina, smooth muscle layer, submucosa, cartilaginous layer, and adventitia. So these are the 4 layers of bronchus. Same cartilaginous plates you can make out. After bronchus comes the division and then comes the bronchiole. So when you are shifting towards the bronchiole, the epithelial lining will change from either, for large bronchioles it will be simple ciliated columnar, and for smaller bronchiole it will be simple ciliated cuboidal. So it will go on shifting towards the lower side. So here it is, epithelial lining will change. Then you have a lamina, and then you have a small prominent smooth muscle coat. So as you go towards the bronchiole, the smooth muscle coat becomes prominent. If you see, there are no seromucous gland, there are no goblet cells in the lining epithelium, there is no cartilage. So these 3 important differences you should know when you are shifting from bronchus to bronchiole. No gland, no goblet cell, no cartilaginous layer, and the smooth muscle layer is very prominent, and the epithelial lining is changing. So this is bronchiole. Bronchiolar respiratory unit less than 1 millimeter diameter, and the bronchus is more than 1 millimeter diameter. So the size also alters. Now, terminal bronchiole will end into respiratory bronchiole. Now, in the respiratory bronchiole, only 2 coats are there. That is a lining epithelium, which is simple cuboidal, and then comes a muscle coat. So here you can see no gland, no goblet cell, no cartilage, no adventitia. So you cannot see any layer here. In short, the respiratory bronchiole also have some out pockets through which the air can shift from alveoli to inside. So pressure remains maintained. The respiratory bronchiole will end into alveolar duct, which will open into alveoli. Many alveoli are opening, as you can see. So they will open inside the respiratory duct. So this helps in a air conduction and exchange. So this slide you can make out, these are the respiratory bronchioles. See, they have air pockets, out pockets, which are entering into the alveoli. So they will enter here. Similar way, respiratory bronchiole entering into the alveoli. And these are all alveolar network. So alveoli. Now alveoli has a, when you shift towards the alveolar region, the lining epithelium will change to simple squamous. So now the epithelium is simple squamous epithelium here. Now alveoli has a prominent cell, pneumocyte 1, that is simple squamous epithelium. Then has pneumocyte 2 for surfactant production, and macrophages cells in interalveolar septa. So all these cells may not be visible in the slide itself under low power, but when you will be asked in the exam, the cells lining trachea, cells lining bronchus, the cells present in the alveoli, you should be able to tell. Clara cells, a very important cells you will see in the bronchiole. So in bronchiole there is no goblet cells. So here there are no goblet cells. So goblet cells are replaced here by Clara cells, which are the surfactant producing cells. So bronchiole are, they are very much identified this by Clara cells. They are not visible here in light microscope, but they are present here. So in the alveolar layer, these again, the squamous cells are quite visible under high power, but these pneumocyte 2 cells and macrophages you have to be careful to look for. So under high power, you can search for these cells. So this slide, squamous cells are very much prominent, and you have to make prominent, you have to search for the pneumocyte 2 and the macrophages cell. Macrophages cells you can see here, you can see in the interalveolar septa. So one is here that you can make out. Simple squamous visible. All these are alveolar. See, here it is quite prominent. You can see these cells. These are the pneumocyte 2 cells. The blue color with the blue nucleus you can make out is a squamous cells. These are pneumocyte 2. Can make out in the alveolar margin. And interalveolar septa, these are the macrophages you can make out. So these are the 3 slides. You have to look careful for each region. So for that you should know the features. So when you will come back, we will give revision for all these slides. We will take exam also for all these slides. So be prepared with the theory part of all the histology lectures, because there is a lot of portion which we have covered till now offline or online. But when you come here, we have to again cover this part to better understanding. So we will not repeat the theory, but for practical, we can help you with the slides and also be prepared with the theory part at least. Complete your journals, complete your test books for with the questions, because we will have a small exam after you come here, which is probable maybe in next month. Let's see. The diagrams for your journal are olfactory epithelium diagram is figure 15.4, Brijesh Kumar book. Epiglottis, figure 15.5, Brijesh Kumar book. Then trachea, page 75 of histology manual book, Chitra Rao. Bronchus TS, figure 15.7, B from Brijesh Kumar book. Bronchiole, PMG, figure 15.6 from Brijesh Kumar book. And for lung low power, page 77 of histology manual. So keep all your diagrams ready when you come back. All your journals, logbook, everything should be ready. So there should not be any backlog, because your portion will go on like this only. Now your second term has started, so we will finish the part of second term also. So by the time you come, I don't know how much portion we have covered. So it is very difficult to cover every part again. So be prepared with the theory part of all the aspects, histology, gross anatomy, everything. Thank you.